Welcome to Read by Robin. It's time for a very special fan fiction reading of the My Immortal Harry Potter fan fiction. I read 2 chapters at a time and take a quick break of character between to give my opinions. So let's get on with this with chapter 9. Author's note, stop flaming, okay? I didn't read all the box. This is from the movie, okay? So it's not my fault if Dumbledore swears. Besides, I said he had a headache. And the reason Snap doesn't like Harry now is because he's Christian and Vampire is a Satanist. MCR rocks. I was so mad and sad. I couldn't believe Draco for cheating on me. I began to cry against the tree where I did it with Draco. Then all of a sudden, an horrible man with red eyes and no nose and everything started flying towards me on a broomstick. He didn't have a nose, basically like Voldemort in the movie, and he was wearing all black, but it was obvious he wasn't gothic. It was Voldemort. No! I shouted in a scared voice, but then Voldemort shouted, Imperious! And I couldn't run away. Crookshanks! I shouted at him. Voldemort fell of his broom and started to scream. I felt bad for him, even though I'm a sadist, so I stopped. Ebony, he yelled. Thou must kill Vampire Potter. I thought about Vampire and his sexy eyes and his gothic black hair and how his face looks just like Joel Madden. I remembered that Draco had said I didn't understand, so I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went out with him and they broke up? No, Voldemort, I shouted back. Voldemort gave me a gun. No, please, I begged. Thou must, he yelled. If thou dost not, then I shall kill thy beloved Draco. How did you know? I asked in a surprised way. Voldemort got a dude, you're so retarded look on his face. I have telekinesis, he answered cruelly. And if you doth not kill Vampire, then thou know what would happen to Draco, he shouted. Then he flew away angrily on his broom. I was so scared and mad I didn't know what to do. Suddenly, Draco came into the woods. Draco, I said. Hi. Hi, he said back, but his face was all sad. He was wearing white foundation and messy eyeliner, kind of like a pentagram, get it? Between Joel Madden and Jared Way. Are you okay? I asked. No, he answered. I'm sorry I got all mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me, I expelled. That's okay, he said, all depressed, and we went back into Hogwarts together, making out. That's the end of that chapter. Voldemort, oh my god! Voldemort might be, her interpretation of Voldemort might be my more favorite one than Dumbledore. He gave her a gun! Y'all, Voldemort! The infamous muggle-hating Voldemort gave her a goddamn gun. The only thing I have to say about this, actually I have so many things to say about this, and it's all about Voldemort, sort of. Crookshanks. Crookshanks is a spell now. If you shout anything enthusiastically enough, it's a spell, y'all. And last but not least, the image of Voldemort on a broom. Just the mental image of Voldemort on his broom, just like riding along. There's a reason they didn't do that in the movies. That would look so fucking ridiculous. But let's get on to chapter 10. Get this over with, so to speak. Author's note. Stop if you gay fags. Oh, wow. Stop it, you gay fags. If you do not like my story, then fuck off. P.S. It turns out Bloody Mary isn't a muggle, a furt all, and she and Vampire are evil. That's why they moved houses, okay? I was really scared about Voldemort all day. I was even upset, went to rehearsals with my gothic metal band, Bloody Gothic Rose 666. I am the lead singer of it, and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between GC, Slipknot, and MCR. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire, Draco, Ron, although we call him Diabolo now. He has black hair now with blue streaks in it, and Hagrid. Only today, Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming, and we wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He wouldn't die because he was a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a CROSS. There's no way I'm writing that. Or a stake. And Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride. I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs and tiny matching miniskirt that said Simple Plan on the butt. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm really not. We were singing a cover of Helena, and at the end of the song I suddenly bust into tears. Ebony, are you okay? Bloody Mary asked in a concerted voice. What the fuck do you think? I asked angrily, and then I said, well, Voldemort came and the fucking bastard told me to fucking kill Harry. But I don't want to kill him because he's really nice, even if he did go out with Draco. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco. I burst into tears. Suddenly, Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Why didn't you fucking tell me? He shouted. How could you? You fucking poser muggle bitch. Say, is that out of character? I started to cry and cry. Draco started to cry too, all sensitive. Then he ran out crying. We practiced for 1 more hour. Then suddenly Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and I knew this time it wasn't because he had a headache. What have you done? He started to cry wisely. See, that's basically nut swearing, and this time he was really upset, and you will see why. Ebony, Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists. That's the end of chapter 10. And my favorite part here is Draco was hiding behind a wall to jump out at the right moment. And also that after the confrontation, they continue to practice for 1 more hour because they clearly made a vow to never fucking stop wandering off in their practice again. If they're practicing, they're going to finish their rehearsal before they address anything else, even if it's a life or death matter, by God. Or by Satan in this case, I guess. And then Dumbledore. I just love Dumbledore. I always love Dumbledore in her interpretation. So wonderful. And last but not least, he committed suicide by slitting his wrists, but it was like literally earlier in the chapter that they were like, was it earlier in this chapter? Yeah, he wouldn't die because he was a vampire too. You can't just die from slitting your wrists. So maybe he slit his wrists with a cross, and that's also a way to kill a vampire. Because she said the only way you can kill a vampire is with a cross. She didn't say that you have to, like, stake them. So, I mean, she did say you have to stake them. So he slit his wrists with, like, a cross or a stake, something. This is a terrible theory, but this is also a terrible story. So, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And see you next time when we continue this hell.